Welcome back. Alright, to catch you up to speed, because due to a problem with my recording software, you missed part of what I've done. And part of what I've done is over to your right hand side. I'll pull back so that you can see it a little bit better. It is a big, it's a relatively small size, just residential and commercial area. And that just happened because I needed to fill it in. The last time we finished up the residential curvy area, and I want to do another residential curvy area, but I also need to get everything off of that main street. So I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put all this stuff because, like I said, I don't want these main thoroughfares or main small highways, if that makes sense, to be that big or to have that much congestion. So I'm just going to move everything off of there once I get all the roads put in and everything. So let's get that started. Now that all the roads are in, let's get all the city services in, making sure that I have it all plumbed, and then everything like firehouses, police stations. So let's get all that taken care of. Don't worry, I have not forgotten about those two services on the main street, so I'm going to move those, but I'm going to put in their own street so that way they can just be there but not there. Alright, now that we've gotten them moved, and I wish I could have moved them in a better way, let's put in some zoning, because zoning is going to be very important in this, but let's get that in there now. Before I get too far with this whole zoning thing, let's get in some pathways and sidewalks so that way everybody can get everywhere and it'll look a lot better and it will encourage people to walk more. So let's get those in. Now, in theory, I'm going to put in this pathway which will go from the industrial side to the residential side, and in theory, it should encourage people to actually walk across there and hopefully go to work. Now, if that works, we'll have to see. Okay, that looks pretty good, but when I zoom out, I forgot that I put in water, or forgot to put in water. Okay, sorry about that. We'll get them water, and then we will go back to getting everything done over here. So now that that is all, zoned in, let's see if we can get some sort of connector from one side to the other or something like that. Now that that's in, I need to make sure that I have all the parks and everything that I want, and make sure I have all the city services, so let's double check and get those in. Okay, that's in. Everything looks good. Now let's double check the traffic. And I have traffic here. I'm not 100% certain why, unless I forgot to do the whole bridge thing correctly, which is highly possible, so let me double check that. And yes, the stoplights are what's the problem, because I don't need to have stoplights there, because they can't turn from one way to the other. But I'm going to go down and check the traffic a little bit further, see how it's going. It looks okay. I mean, there's nothing really bad with it, but I'm going to have to keep an eye on traffic. However, I know that I'm going to want to put in some sort of big circle loop around the city, but we're going to have to figure that one out later, not right now. What should I do next? I'm not 100% certain where to go. Looking at this, I can tell I did keep keeping the whole motorway or the little mini speedway open, but we're going to check the speed limits and also make sure I don't have parking on here. Speed limits are slow, so let's increase the speed limits. Okay, so with the speed limits increased, the roads look pretty good. I'm sort of happy with this. Yeah, it looks okay. Now let's talk about that one. I can buy a new piece of land, and I think I know where I want it to go, but I'm not 100% certain. I might go just above getting the corner of the lake, but then again, I mean, it's the downtown area that's my problem. I'm not sure where I want the downtown to be. It might be in between those two places of property. I don't think I want it down at the bottom, but I won't swear to it. It's going to also be what I have resources for, what is available out there, so this is a tough one. So yeah, we'll go with this. It'll make sense in the grand scheme of things. Okay, I feel good about buying that. But let's check noise. Noise. I think those trees are working. I know the trees in the other areas are working, but I think the trees by the highways and all are helping keep some of the noise down, which does make me happy. But it's a little too much noise for my liking. But I'm not sure what to do with that. Now we've got this whole area to go with. And I'm going to try to do the whole idea of having a road which goes all the way across. And I can get rid of a lot of this stupid power line, which I should have gotten rid of ages ago. Okay, the power lines are now gone, which makes me happy. But now I want to see if I can get this train. It's going to be a depot, a hub for the industrial area. So it needs to be a cargo hub, but I didn't leave enough room for it, which is what I was worried about. So I'm going to try to get that in there and also make sure that it works really well. So just a few minor changes with the road, and that'll be it for that. Now, they need to stop the whole trees decaying because of the industrial area, so because I'm sure they'd have people watering the trees and everything. But let's put this road in there for our cargo hub. Okay, everything looks pretty good, but eventually I am going to want to bring this road across or over. Now that it is across the highway, I'm going to want to bring it over and do some sort of loop. But first, we need to do a different loop. We need that loop that goes through the city, and I know it's going to run across right there. So what I'm going to do with running it right there is I'm going to try to, I think I'm going to put it in first, and then once it's in, then I'm going to see how well I can match everything up to it. But I think it really does need to go first if I can figure out exactly. I'm pretty certain that's where that is, because that's where I want it to be. But, I'm still really torn on this, because if you notice that down below the city, we still don't have any of the highway actually in the city. And that's interesting and bizarre. So let's do our resources. Ooh, hey, wait, that's coal, I do believe. Coal, and then the blue is ore, and then, hey, that should be farming. So with that needing to be farming, and there's some trees, some forestry there. Oh, I really want that. Oh, I really want it to be compact, but I really want that. We're going to have to do this, but this I should really take care of first. I should make this into farm. So eventually I'm going to need more residential, because I want to turn that into farming. Let's mark it out first, so that way once I do start turning that from residential into industrial will be farming instead of the industrial being something else, which will pollute the land, but that's pretty good. Farming, yay, I remembered it. So that is good, and let's check everything, make sure we have what we need. Everything looks good, but I need to put in this, I need another residential, or, yeah, it has to be residential, and the roads will just go across, so that way they will meet up and form a whole big section in this area, and we'll have more places for people to live. And I think this is going to be very, very grid-like, but I will not swear to that. I know I've got to get that. I want to get this whole big circle around there. Maybe I'll just put that in first. So if we come up, no, there we go. If we go up here and then follow, I don't want to put it right at the edge of the water, but I want to come around towards the water, because I want to have some residential along the edge, because, well, it's water. There should be residential there. So if we bring it up and then over, that would make the most sense. Then I can get this whole big section, which will then be our huge circle. Let's do that right now. Alright, now that that is in, and I think it looks pretty good, Other people might not. I do want to get across this river because I think I might put another industrial area over here. Although I know I did say I was going to put in the commercial area, but if we go across the river at this height, it'll be easy, and we'll pull in another one of my sneaky connections, and that really does help with the whole city. Let's get that connection in right now. I know I've mentioned this before, but I know I have to do something with these this section here where the cars can like go over lanes, because I think as long as they're changing just one lane, I don't have to worry too much about there being hideous problems. But it's when they do, 3 and 4 lanes that it's an issue. Other than that, I think this is what we'll go with, but we'll go through and we'll do all of these the same way. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. Now, I do want to remember to put in enough space for the touristy regional train line right along here. Just run it around there, but I also need to run in a road there, and we're going to have to hook into the highway, so that will be semi-interesting. Everything over here looks good. Probably need more industrial. Definitely need more residential. I'm going to have a heck of a lot more residential. Traffic doesn't look hideously bad, I have to say. The parking situation is driving me a bit nuts, so I might have to take care of that. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe. You can click my face in the center and check out the other videos in this series, and I hope I get to see you again next time.